All right, it's time for the chaos to ensue. Colby Covington, it always heats up when he lights up on the phone lines, and he's right there ready to go. He's the #2 ranked welterweight in the USA Today Sports MMAjunkie rankings. No fight booked as of yet, but man, I was thinking about Colby last week when they had that press conference, and we had them 4 welterweights up there, and I was like, why is one of them not Colby? I want to see Colby fight in Las Vegas. It sucks that it didn't work out that way. And figured it was worth picking his brain a little bit, see what he thought of that, and see what might be next for him now that Dana White's clarified the stance, which disappointingly enough doesn't include Colby as the next guy. So joining us now on the hotline is Colby Covington. What's up, Colby? How you doing?
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Good, and you?
Doing great, man. Had a great day. I was over at Trump Doral playing 18 holes, and then just got finished with some cardio in the bedroom with my Monday chick.
All right. Well, so 19 holes for Monday. I got you. All right. So he he's throwing
22 and a half.
He's throwing
adventurous.
Yeah, he's throwing me off my game here. All right, Colby. Man, I think you're like 8-1 in the UFC. You're 14-1 overall. You wore the interim belt. You know, they crowned you the interim belt last June, and somehow, how did it get from there to they wanted you versus Woodley in September, and you were ready to go? How did it get to that to now you might not even be next for the winner of Usman and Woodley?
You know, you can hate me or you can love me. I'm just telling the truth and saying how it is. You know, I say everything I say, I go out and do. You know, I've been doing everything I said I was going to do. You know, whatever. If the UFC wants to be a circus and a corrupt business and go about their business, and that's their problem. But you know, I'm standing up for what I believe in, just like those kids from Covington High School. And I'm not backing down. I don't care what Uncle Fester have to say. I'm the #1 ranked fighter in the world. Go look it up on the UFC website. I won a belt. I had a belt wrapped around my waist by Uncle Fester. I was the only fighter to go to the White House, and that's never happened. So what else do you have to do? What's the criteria to get a title shot these days?
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, I thought, even though Askren was there with Lawler, I thought, okay, you know, they're featuring all the different fighters that are on this card. But when that reporter, I forget who it was, asked, you know, about your status, I was really shocked to hear that you're just back in the heap with the rest of them. So I guess that presents the question. I know what you just said, but does that mean that you're going to have to go beat somebody up just to kind of hold your spot a little bit, or will you really just continue to chill? Because, Colby, remember, if you don't fight, you don't get paid. That's the other thing that goes along with, you know, taking a stance.
Yeah, you just said that I was in the back of the heap, George. Let's be honest. I'm the top of the heap. No one's doing what I'm doing. My numbers are still bigger than everybody in the division. No one has the type of engagement and the fan interaction that, you know, the fans are calling for me. Look at all the polls, you know, 80% polls that want to see me fight Tyquil Woodley, you know. Everybody wants to see me fight, so I'm not in the back of the heap of anything. I'm standing for what I believe in. I'm not going to back down. Money or not, it's not about money. I'm not fighting for money, so I don't really need money. I don't really care. I'm a kid that grew up in literally a shit part of California, in a trailer park. My mom working 4 jobs, you know, just to put food on the table for me. So I've already came up, man. I've already done great things in my life. I don't have anything else to prove. I've already won a belt. Uncle Fester has done a lot for me. Went and saw Donald Trump, the president, and sat with, the president of the United States in the Oval Office. So I have nothing else to prove. I'm not, you know, if I don't get what I want, then that's not, you know, we'll take other repercussions. You know, we may have to go to court, and this may be a lawsuit because, you know, let's be honest. If Brady wins the AFC Championship a couple weeks ago, and just all of a sudden Roger Goodell says, "Oh, you're not going to the Super Bowl, because we don't like you." No, that's not how it works. You know, this is business, and just because you don't like someone, that's not a big deal. They're going to have to get over the fact that they don't like me, and they're going to have to play ball and do business with me. That's the way it's going to be.
Is there any matchup that you'll accept out there at all? Is there any one fighter that, you know, whether it's maybe, let's call it like a money fight, like a Diaz or a GSP, that can at least put, you know, your feelings aside as far as the climb to the title, you know, quell your thoughts, keep you busy? Is there anything like that outside of, you know, contendership?
Yeah, definitely. Those are possibilities, but they want me to go backwards and fight for a fifth of the paycheck that they promised me. So that ain't happening, George. I'm not fighting for a fifth of the paycheck that I was promised and that I'm guaranteed and owed and earned. So, you know, they're not going to get anything less out of me. You know, I'll sit on the shelf all day. We'll go to court. I'll make it live in hell for the UFC. I don't give a shit. They're already trying to make my life live in hell. The business they're trying to do right now is just ridiculous. It makes no sense, you know. I mean, they're shitting on all their fans. All their fans after this fight, they're begging for me to fight. They only care about me in the welterweight division. All these fighters, they only say my name so they can get stuff, you know, get heat for their own fights. You know, look at Askren over there. He looked like a 6th grade science teacher. What's wrong with that guy? What about Tyco's new rap video? You guys see Tyco's new rap video?
No, I haven't.
I was going to ask you about. I was actually going to ask you about that, Colby. Usually, when I see a hardworking lady's behind, I'll just say it that way on my feed. It's usually from Colby, but yeah, Woodley had a new rap video. What did you think about that, Colby?
Yo, Dan, I wonder if Mama Woodley has seen that video. Her good little Christian boy, Tyrone, with all these strippers throwing dollar bills on these asses or shaking. Oh, her good little Christian Bible-thumping little boy, Tyrone. I wonder if she saw that and what her feelings and thoughts are on that.
Yeah, it was what do you basically, George? It was a lot of shaking booties and like throwing money in. And I don't want to pile on or interject my thoughts in Colby's interview here, but it was to be safe and fair. It was very cliche how you would think of a rap video, and you know, he's getting a lot of heat from it because, of course, you know, one of my personally, what I really like about Woodley, aside from his style, is, you know, is the community work he does in Ferguson, and there's a lot of good stuff that, you know, doesn't get shine for, but then this video kind of obviously kind of conflicts that, I think, is what, again, I'm not trying to interject my own opinion or thoughts into your interview here, Colby, but just kind of catching us all up to speed, and so you had a lot of flaring opinions back and forth, I guess, is safe to say.
Okay. How about you guys? Did you see it?
I didn't see it. No.
I saw something on Twitter and I was like, all right, let me figure this thing out. But I honestly haven't had a chance to see it. But I wasn't concerned that it was a video. I thought I heard that just he had a new song, so I was prepared to listen to it or whatever. But anyway, all right, Goes. What do you have for Colby Covington?
Colby, UFC 235. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be in attendance?
Nah, I got better shit to do, man.
I was picturing the Clubber Lang role, where he's just getting in everybody's head, and he just can't be ignored, right? I mean, I have to imagine at this point. I keep saying that, though, Colby. You can't be ignored. You can't keep getting ignored. But somehow, some way, they keep finding a way to do that to you. Something's got to change. I mean, what would you say is the next step in this process?
You know, the next step in this process is see what happens March 2nd. Because, you know, I'm not going to be watching. I'll probably be out of the country. You know, I might go take my training to Holland for a couple weeks. So I might be out in Holland, but you know, the next step of the process, see what happens March 2nd, and then see what they have to say after March 2nd. If they're still saying that bullshit, you know, who knows? We'll take the steps that we need to take after that. But you know, I don't need to go see Johnny Brasco main event that thing. He's a full informant for the USADA now.
All right, you already told us you think Woodley is gonna defeat Usman. We asked you that last time, but here's one thing I wanted to ask you. What did you think of the fact that for about a year, maybe longer, Woodley went through the stages of not even saying your name to, you know, altering your name, but then towards the end he really wanted to fight you and not Usman. Do you think he finally woke up and realized you were the bigger fight? Because I always thought that was bizarre. He always categorizes himself as a businessman, and we told him this in the interview. Woodley, that fight's already there. You know, I don't know. Forgive me if we asked you this before, but I always thought that was bizarre.
No, yeah, it was pretty bizarre, but, you know, it wasn't really that bizarre from, you know, from an outsider perspective. I can see why that's bizarre, but from my perspective and having trained with him in the gym, I know what he's like, and I've had my hands on him. He knows I've had my hands on him. So deep down inside his weak, pathetic little, you know, heart that he has, he knows what's up. He knows how good of a fighter I am, and he knows that he's not going to stop me. He knows that this is my time. So, of course, he's not going to say my name and try and give me attention, and then I go out there and steal everything he worked for. So, you know, he was smart about that, not saying my name. But, you know, now it just lost him the biggest paycheck he was going to have to take a loss. And that was me, and he knew that. That's why he started saying my name recently. He saw the videos, you know, that I do 700,000 views, 800,000 views, 600,000 views. I'm the biggest fight in the welterweight division right now. I've already had a belt around my waist, only fighter to ever go to the White House, hung out with, you know, a sitting president. You know, so, you know, Woodley finally recognized, but, you know, obviously, you know, he tucked his his tail between his legs when Dana said, "Oh, you want to be on John Jones' card again? You want to piggyback off another star because you can't main event a card yourself? And when you do main event, you do 100,000 pay-per-views because you're not a draw. No one gives a fuck about you in the welterweight division." "Oh yeah, sure, Mr. Dana White. You want me to shine your rims too? I'll do whatever you want now."
You know, and Colby's right. I saw a lot of those polls go around about 3-4 weeks ago. I know Ariel Helwani did one. I know we did one. A lot of them, and they were very convincing for Covington versus Woodley. And you would think the UFC pays attention to these analytics, but the fight still didn't happen. And I don't know. You know, I think we asked you this last time. Did it get personal or what? You even took it a step further and said F the UFC, you know. But for whatever reason, they are keeping you, so they won't release you. So I don't know if that's been frustrating. I know that was a path you were exploring. Just, hey, cut ties with me and let me move on. But they don't even want to do that.
Yeah, because they know how valuable I am. They know that I am the biggest draw in the welterweight division and soon to be the biggest draw in the sport. So they can't stop my progression and my growth, guys. Just remember when we were at the Army base, you know, last year this time, no one even knew who I was. Now we're sitting this year, everybody can't keep my name out of their mouth. So they see the progression, they see the work I'm putting in, and I'm getting better every day, man. I'm 30 years young. Every single day I step in American Top Team, I get better. I grow as a fighter. I grow. You know, I mature every single day, so you haven't even seen the best of me yet, and they can't keep me down. They can delay me, but they cannot deny me.
Colby, one last thing. Would you still consider 155 before you retire? I think we had this conversation before, and you said yes, but as you get older, I don't know if you're more of a fan like food, like your buddy George here, or what? Where do you stand with that?
You know, it's a possibility for the right fight, but you know, I like fighting at my natural weight and not having to cut a bunch of weight like all these other fighters that, you know, that they think they're going to get this big advantage by cutting all this weight, but really it doesn't give you that big advantage. So I like fighting at my natural weight and just proving that I'm the best in the world at the weight that I walk around at. I don't have to cut weight to feel like I have an advantage because I know I'm better than everybody in the world.
Colby, we enjoy having you on the show every single time, man. You always bring it, and you're right. You deserve these big fights. Hopefully one of them happens soon. Hopefully this, you know, this fixes itself, whatever the problem is out there, because you've really built yourself up into one of the bigger stars in the UFC's welterweight division, maybe in all of the UFC, and we just need to see more of you. I don't want you to definitely get lost in the shuffle. That's why sometimes you hear the fan of us come out in us, like, you know, we're pushing you to fight. It's because of that. We enjoy watching you fight, but at the same time, we respect that you're holding your position as well. We just wanted you to know that.
I appreciate that, guy. Much love to all you guys, man. I appreciate you guys always giving me a voice and just being genuine, real people, not fake cocksuckers like the UFC.
All right, my man. Well, enjoy your night. Rest up. I'm sure there's a Tuesday girl waiting for you tomorrow, so have fun with that.
You already know. I'm charging the energy back up. Take care, guys.
All right.